Hey, welcome back to Subnautica. Today we're gonna go for a fun little ride down to the deep, dark, scary place. See if what the next step of this next step of the quest is for the mission. We were told by Lady Sea Emperor that this one 942. Advanced theories. Hatching it. There we go. So that we need to get this, make this hatching enzyme, and that should also cure us. I think that's what's going on. So after quite a bit of searching around, I knew where to get everything except for the sea crown seed, and I finally found it in a cave in this grassy plateaus area. So there's only like 12 or 16 or something like that on the whole map. So yeah, I went and looked it up, got a clue where to look for it, and then went there on my own. So yeah, we got that. We're gonna go over here and make this up. And close this door. Water and such do I have? It's nice. Okay, cool. We're gonna take the Cyclops down there.
Engine powering up. Ahead slow.
Around here. So it's a neat sort of storyline. What's going on here is, her eggs are down there, and I guess, the question might be, well, why can't she hatch them herself? And the reason for that, I think, is because all of these items here, those are not available in her little holding pen. And she can't get out through the small portal, so she can't hatch them. So she wants me to go out and find these things and make this potion to add to her eggs to get them to hatch, and then they will go out through the portal. Really neat way to put it together, in my opinion. Where we keel? Alright. Onward. But most of the stuff I had sitting around in grow beds or growing, but I was growing just for shits and giggles. So I only had to really look for a couple of different things. It's nice.
Creation attack. Deploying decoy.
Oh boy. It's really tight getting through here. For silent running from this point.
Silent running.
Oh, wrong button. There's the way down right there. So we'll just come down here, make a turn if possible. Do a 360. And do that here. Alright, we're here at the Tree of Life base. Made it down from... wrong way. Made it down from the blood kelp area, so I'm going to take the prawn suit the rest of the way down to the containment facility, because I don't want to take the Cyclops down there. It's big and it's soft and it's expensive, so it's going to take the prawn suit because it's like a tank.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Just wanted to get a couple of those just in case. So I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to happen here when we put these enzymes in the egg incubator thing. Have to keep our eyes open. This game really doesn't give you a lot of it doesn't really mark stuff very often with a marker on your HUD to interact with it. You kind of got to keep your eyes open. Alright, let's make sure we got the right stuff marked here. Eat that. Don't need that. Don't need that. You need containment. Depths. Oh, thanks for the music game. Usually a warper hanging out around here. I'd rather not play with him. That's kind of night over there. I think I've got about 10 or 15 or something like that. Oh, jeez, what was that? Every time I mine this, it gives me 3. So I can use it to make power cells and stuff like that. So I'm not sure, it might be useful for the rocket that I'm going to use to escape this planet. To kind of connect all of the story together, I mean, you get it all through data terminals and stuff like that, and scans all throughout the game. But what happened was this bacterial infection had an outbreak on the core worlds, and 140 billion people or more died. And they sent out research teams like any normal civilization would, and this was one of the research sites. So this world wasn't infected at that time, and they were here testing things like the sea emperor and all the other wildlife to try to find a cure for it, and it got loose, and that's when this planet became infected, and that was almost 1,000 years ago. And the precursors, they all split, or they stayed and died if they were infected. They weren't allowed to leave. The enforcement platform went online, and a quarantine was in effect. And so Big Mama here has been here in this tank for 1,000 years. And to continue with the backstory, you might say, the extinction event 1,000 years ago was the outbreak of a raw infection, and the only way that there's any life on this planet at all is because of the peepers. These little guys here are traveling to and from the outside world in the ventilation system, and in doing that, they're taking enough of the enzyme from her out into the world to allow a small fraction of the life on this planet to adapt and exist up until this point. And with the hatching of her babies, now, what's that thing? I want to run out of oxygen while I'm babbling. With the hatching of her babies, they will take the cure out into the rest of the planet, and this will cure the rest of the planet. And they're going to do something, I guess, that's going to cure me. So And the reason that I had to go get the stuff was because, of course, none of those plants exist in her tank. So she didn't have the resources to make the enzymes to hatch her babies. So here we go. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh! Come here, get scanned. Let's see, Emperor Juvenile. Bang, got it. We'll look at that later. I'm gonna go say hi to Mama.
My young are swimming for the shallows. I thank you. Their freedom is my end. What will it be like, I wonder, to go to sleep and never wake up? Perhaps next we meet, I will be an ocean current, carrying seeds to a new land. Or a creature so small, it sees the gaps between the grains of sand. Farewell.
Like a Greenpeace activist. Bye, Big Mama. I don't know what these are right here. I just noticed these. These things would usually tear my face off, these bone sharks. Oh shit!
Self-scan complete.
Nice.
Vital signs
Cured.
normal. No remaining sign of bacterial infection.
And they went through the portal to the enforcement platform where the alien gun is. Well, I could have gone through and just turned off the alien gun right now, but I want to make a little expedition out there and in a vehicle. Probably maybe the Cyclops, and do some mining while I build another base. So neat. I'm cured. A new generation of sea emperors are born. This planet will be cured. Who knows how long it'll take, but that's the idea. And I'll be back next time while I figure out what we need to do to build the rest of our escape rocket. Alright, talk to you later.